bright and breezy Headingley, Robert Connolly from Wigan. And it's going to be Leeds who will get this. Match referee John Connolly blows the whistle, gets this game underway. A real local derby here at bright and breezy Headingley. And Leeds with their last chance to get it all right before the Challenge Cup semi-final against St Helens on Saturday week. Steve-O, it's quite a test for them against their local rivals.
Yes, they'll certainly come with a lot of fire, will the Featherstone side. Of course, both Featherstone and Leeds desperate for these 2 league points. Both vying to stay in the top 8. And an early penalty. A little bit of a high tackle coming in there, you can see quite clearly. It was Neil Harmon swinging the right arm. Referee Robert Connolly, quick to spot that.
Featherstone with the penalty. They're playing with a very strong Gale at their backs. The lead subs, though, Phil Hassan and Simon Irving. And on the bench for Featherstone, Chris Bibb and Paul Bonson. They'll no doubt be introduced as this game progresses. This is a lovely run from Leo Casey. He has support with him with Tuta. He held on himself, he's still going, and it takes Iro to bring him down. That's a tremendous run from the prop forward. Here's Brett Dorns. Quick hands here wanted from Featherstone, but Schofield comes in quickly and wraps up his former teammate, Richard Gunn.
Well spotted there by Schofield. That really was a great ball and all tackle. But what a great run from the forward, Leo Casey. Just walked straight through some feeble defence from Leeds.
Martin Pearson, lovely ball forward, is picked up by fullback Carl Gibson, who scores against his former club. What a start for Featherstone here.
Well, Leeds have just gone to sleep, haven't we? We've seen the prop forward, Leo Casey, go through some feeble defence, and look at this. Martin Pearson, foot to the ball, and the fullback Carl Gibson. Superb planned move. They just held off him. Beautiful weighted kick, and Gibson in for a sensational try in the opening minutes.
Yes, he's into double figures on the try-scoring stakes for the 10th time in his career, Carl Gibson. He will savour that moment. He had 6 years here at Headingley. And so, just in the shadow of the main stand here at Headingley, Martin Pearson will try and add to that 57-goal tally for the season. The wind, though, very, very strong. The ball's fallen over, and Leo Casey is being called up to perhaps add the fingertip control. The wind will drift this ball in towards the Leeds posts, and I'm sure that Martin Pearson will have sussed the conditions out, and he is calling here for Casey to just add a little bit of stability to the ball. Kickers don't particularly like a man lying flat in the stomach with the hand on top of the ball, but in conditions like this, there's nothing much else they can do. So from the shadow of the stand then, Pearson, it's got a chance, but it just drifts away in the wind. But Featherstone have hit Leeds with their first try.
Look how Tate is positioned way out of there, and Pearson's kick into no man's land. Super play. Too late to get to him, and Carl Gibson in for a fine try.
So Featherstone, who've lost 4 in a row, conceded 7 tries to Sheffield last Sunday, off the mark first here against Leeds. And this is Gary Price, running strongly, met though by Gary Rose, by Hanley and Richie Ayres. Terry Manning can't get away. Good challenge on him by Lowes. Lowes is all-round Dawn, working hard at the marking position is the Leeds hooker. Southernwood gets the ball away to Tuta. Tuta wrapped up by Richie Ayres first. That was Richard Gunn's drive, and Featherstone are still inside their own half of the field. They won't be now because Pearson puts the boot to the ball, but it bounces very kindly for Iro, and surely, yes, Rapati was offside. As he made that tackle, he was standing almost adjacent to Kevin Iro when the ball bounced.
They have to stand 10 metres back. You can see there, just at the side of him. He's only a yard away from him. He should have left him alone. Bad mistake by Rapati.
So Leeds on the attack for the first time, and 5 minutes gone. And running it strongly with Harman. We saw St Helens, didn't we, on Friday night on the big league, looking strangely out of sorts against Sheffield, obviously with the semi-final on their mind. But Leeds now beginning to move the ball, but Innis's pass inside was straight into the arms of Martin Pearson.
Well, a wasted chance there from Innis. It was a beautiful long ball from Schofield that sent the centre flying away. Just a little bit out of sorts, Leeds at the moment. And you can see there clearly that their one line of defence is going up like a dog's back leg.
And penalty against Hanley for stealing the ball in the tackle.
You just saw the right arm, just a little flick of the football. Might have kid the referee, but Robert Connolly equal to that task. And Featherstone on the boil again.
Yes, on the attack here with Casey, who had that great run early on, and he's taking some stopping today, Leo Casey. He didn't have a chance, according to his coach Steve Martin, of playing when I spoke to him last night, but Malloy most certainly did. Back in the side after suspension, and on the ground here at Headingley, where he made a bit of a name for himself last season rather, but the referee here has ruled that Malloy lost the ball in that tackle, and I think Hanley's smile says it all.
Got away with it that time, didn't he? There's a ball away, and he did. But he was pulled there. The foot was pulled by Ellery Hanley. Interesting there, we saw Graham Southernwood go into the dummy half position. If it had actually gone on, he waited for the whistle.
Yes, Connolly was checking with his two touch judges. He was obviously unsighted by a player in front of him, couldn't give an instant decision. In the end, it was Leeds who got benefit of the doubt. Here's Hanley. And a high challenge, I think, coming in on Hanley.
Well, that looked all right to me as far as I was concerned. Steve Malloy using the shoulder. But the referee not happy with it. Somewhat confused, Steve Malloy, who was in fine form for the Rovers.
Referee Connolly just holding the clock up while Hanley receives some treatment, and there's a Featherstone Rovers player down as well. Steve Malloy just querying the decision of the referee. Gary Price jogging back, Hanley in discussion. Takes a quick tap penalty.
Well, I know it's a strong wind against the Leeds side, but I couldn't understand that.
Here's Harman. Ooh, and that was a rough challenge by Brendan Tutor. Now Lowe's gets the ball out wide to Iro. Kevin Iro, who missed the semi-final 12 months ago when Leeds were hammered out of sight by Widnes. So important for them this time round. Short ball from Schofield was for Ayres, but Pearson picks up the loose ball, and it was a good job that Innis was there.
Richie Ayres should have taken that one. The nice delayed pass from Schofield.
Richard Gunn at dummy half. Brett Dawn picks it up. Leo Casey. The crowd appeals for forward pass. Referee says play on. Southernwood to Dawn. There's Pearson. Price was making a decoy run, and Pearson held on. Took the challenge from Hanley. Now Southernwood picks up from dummy half in front of Dawn, gets the ball away. This is Rapati. Hanley's there, slips the pass neatly to Gunn. Gunn trying to burrow his way through. And Featherstone examining this Leeds defence again on the last tackle. Gunn stabs it forward with the inside of the boot. Oh, and the fullback Tate had to shuttle it dead as Gibson closed in again.
Well, what an unusual move there. You could see that Graham Southernwood, made no attempt to pick that ball up from the dummy half. It was a planned move. It just bobbled there, and then he kicked at the right time, and Gibson nearly went in for his second try. This Leeds defence is just shell-shocked at the moment.
And that strong wind means that Tutor collects that dropout midway inside the Leeds half of the field. Met, though, there by Rose and Howard. Good start to this match for Featherstone. Malloy looking for the second phase attack. It wasn't there. Southernwood to Daunt. Daunt, the reverse pass to Richard Gunn.
Featherstone bringing out the moves very early in the piece.
Daunt again, Pearson, Daunt, showed it to Price, gave it to Gibson. Gibson threw the challenge of Iro, but not away from Hanley. Daunt, attacking down that left-hand touchline again with Rapati. He comes back though, they can't bring him down. Such an elusive runner, Rapati. That's great play, Casey. But the Leeds defence had moved up, and Holroyd, the man who hauls the big prop forward down. 10 minutes gone, last tackle. It's with Daunt, who's going to grubber it through. No pressure though on Tate, other than from Pearson, and Tate gets out of trouble.
Well, Featherstone really are using all these tactics to pull advantage. The kicking game is superb. They've put Leeds under a lot of pressure. And I'm sure the Leeds coach, Doug Lawton, won't be happy with this opening stanza from their Leeds outfit. Their defence is woeful. They've got to get that sorted out.
Featherstone emerged from the second division last season as champions. Went to Old Trafford and won the Premiership too. This is Schofield, though, who has eyes on Wembley, taking Leeds up to halfway. That's a great run from the Great Britain captain. Lowe's fires a long ball to Holroyd, who finds Hanley, who finds Iro. Fallon is with him. Lovely ball round the corner to Fallon. Now there's plenty of space for Fallon and support too from Hanley, but that's good covering by Featherstone. They're holding down the Leeds captain. They're taking their chances, and they have conceded the penalty. Gibson wouldn't let Hanley get to his feet, and that could be a yellow card.
Good tackle there. Gibson involved, but you can see that holding him down, and surely he's got to go. 10 minutes perhaps, a few words said, into the back pocket. There it is.
Well, what a start for Carl Gibson. He scores the try by which Featherstone lead this match, and now he will take a 10-minute break. Quite clear, though, that he held him down, but what a break from Schofield that got them in this position, Steve-O.
Super step. Look at the determination going through, and he did the right thing. He did not panic. He knows that possession is vital. They really have not got into the swing of things yet. And from that, it was a beautiful pass from Kevin Iro that got Jim Fallon away.
It was Gibson with that original tackle on Schofield, and it was Gibson who stopped Hanley and who is now in the bin. This is Harvey Howard. Now Holroyd gets away from Casey. Long pass to no man's land. Fallon has to pick it up on the first bounce. Fallon with considerable strength for a winger. Here's Gary Rose. Good tackling, Casey. Remember, Featherstone here down to 12 men with Gibson, their fullback, in the sin bin. Schofield trying to conjure up some magic, finds Richie Ayres, and he is hauled down. Tutor in with that challenge. Schofield again. This is Tate. Tate sees a little gap. The ball out wide to Iro. Basketball back into Fallon, and that's a great Leeds try. They've exploited the space left at the back because Gibson's in the bin, and Jim Fallon, his 11th try of this season.
Superb play from the fullback, Alan Tate. Look at him going at the angle. Just a shimmy there. Not so much a dummy, but just a shimmy with the legs. And it was up. Iro pancakes it back to the winger, Jim Fallon. This is superb running from a fullback. Linking into the three-quarters. Look how he goes, curves through, slices his way. Ivor Rapati had slid to it. Kevin Iro, the back pass, basketball style, and Fallon in for a very good try indeed.
Jim Fallon, that's 7 tries in the last 7 matches now. His 11th of the season, 15 last campaign for the man that Leeds brought to Rugby League from Bath and England B Rugby Union. Now, Graham Holroyd, you would think in conditions like this he hasn't got a chance, because the wind is buffeting our cameras around. It's blowing like I don't know what on the microphones, and although he did well to get the ball anywhere near the posts, he has missed. 4-all.
You see how Tate has gone through, and you see the circled man there, Matt Callan, has left the gap, and Tate goes straight through. The sliding defence wasn't there. Rapati should have shifted across. He didn't, and the try, super.
Fallon's try. Featherstone have paid the penalty for that indiscipline of Carl Gibson. And that just shows you how this wind is affecting things. It's shot towards Alan Tate, bounced off the turf and shot dead.
Yes, very strong wind behind Featherstone in the first half. Surprisingly, though, Featherstone has not elected to use the long kick. They haven't had to. They've made inroads with some super running.
Daunt collects the drop out from under the sticks, and it just shows you how strong this wind is, because those drops from under the posts getting no distance at all, and Leeds now have conceded a penalty for offside. Surely Featherstone will take the 2 here, the easy option.
Richie Ayres, the man caught offside, a little bit over anxious. Set up well before the ball had been played. Just to the side of the referee, Robert Connolly. Wasn't having any of that.
So Martin Pearson will have the shot at goal here from the penalty for offside. Richie Ayres, the man picked out by Robert Connolly. Brother John has accompanied twin brother Bob to Headingley, but it's Bob who's out there on the field as the match referee. 4-all, this penalty will make it 6-4 Featherstone. Much easier kick this time for Pearson. Oh, but he's overcompensated for the win. That's a bad miss. It stays at 4-all. Could be costly, that.
There you can see he's miles offside, 2 yards before the ball has cleared the ruck.
So an escape for Leeds. Holroyd trying to keep the ball down in the wind, and again doesn't reach halfway. That's at the 20-metre line. And this is Brendan Tutor. Good tackling on him by Gary Rose. Southernwood, formerly with Castleford, the dummy half, to Richard Gunn, formerly with Leeds. Playing now in the second row, Gunn, the Featherstone captain. Southernwood's there again. This is Malloy. Malloy knows every blade of grass on this Headingley turf after his season here. Daunt to Pearson. Misses out Price, finds Rapati. Good challenge by Iro, great tackle. So important, Kevin Iro, to this Leeds team. Here's Casey. Last tackle this for Featherstone Rovers. Southernwood, they're going to attack the short side with Pearson. Little dink over the top, that's good inventive play. But Hanley was there to clear up the danger for Leeds.
It really is causing a lot of problems, this little chip over the top, a little grubber kick. Leeds lucky to get it there, but well read by the Leeds skipper, Ellery Hanley. But nice play by Martin Pearson.
Harmon trying to run the ball out. He does make the 10 metres. Now it's with Schofield. Schofield, the ball out wide. And that's the man Craig Innes, former All Black. Here's Harvey Howard. Such an important member of this Leeds pack now, Howard. Schofield takes a gamble that the wind has died, gets a bit of length on the ball, but it's with Daunt, and now it's with Ikram Butt.
Did well there, did Schofield, to get so much yardage. It's extremely strong, this wind.
Ikram Butt just shoving Hanley away. The referee saw the little indiscretion, points at him, says no more. Meanwhile, Rapati with the run, drops the ball, and they've all lost it there. The ball's run out, and it's going to be a Featherstone head and feed here.
And he's right. The ball back inside, and it comes off Hanley. There you see it off his leg. Bounces into touch. Rapati kept the ball alive, and the loose forward ricocheted off his leg. Head and feed to Featherstone. Somewhat lucky.
The ball hardly went in, but Gary Price is not standing in the scrum and picks the ball up. First receiver. This is Pearson. And you can see just how much more of the ball Featherstone have seen in this first half so far. Big swing in possession to them. It's 4-all. Featherstone playing well, but I think this wind has got something to do with it, Steve-O. Leeds having trouble getting out of their own half. Daunt with the run. It's a lovely piece of play from Daunt, and Gunn is there to score. Richard Gunn, that's two former Leeds players against their old club. Gibbs Gibson with the first, Gunn with the second, his second of the season.
Super play by Dawn, but you can see the Leeds defence, they're hanging back. It was Harvey Howard, the man that was caught. He did not move up straight. He hung back, failed to get the tackle. And the second rower, Richard Gunn, the man who can play hooker also, takes the 4 points. But look at the dummy there. Richie Ayres went up, and I'm afraid Harvey Howard was left standing. Couldn't make the tackle. The support play was superb. And the second rower, well-deserved 4 points.
Richard Gunn had 8 years here at Headingley, a former Great Britain Colts captain. A try for Leeds against Featherstone in this fixture of 1990. Pearson this time from bang in front, makes no mistake. So, Featherstone ahead 10-4.
See Harvey Howard circled there. He's not in the one line of defence. And misses the tackle too. You can't stand back. You must move up in one line of defence. Not offer the gap. And don't tuck it. And that man took the 4-2.
So, Featherstone Rovers conceded a try with Carl Gibson off the field. Now they have scored a try with Gibson off the field. He's still in the sin bin. And Featherstone lead by 10 points to 4. Holroyd restarts. That ball hangs in the wind again. Southernwood, the man who picks it up.
Well, I'm sure both coaches realise that this wind is at least a 10-point advantage. But Leeds have to get this defence sorted out. They can't just wait for the second half. Otherwise, the game could be beyond them.
Carl Gibson is waiting to come on. The seconds just ticking up to the 10-minute mark. It's Gunn, scorer of that latest try. Grounded on halfway. Harvey Howard, the tackler. Southernwood, the dummy half. Tutor, the runner. And he almost passed that and then carried it on. But surely he was tackled then. The referee says he is now. It's the last tackle. Southernwood drills the ball towards the touchline.
Let's see whether the man was tackled. Well, it looks to have had a forward pressure from a tackler to me. That's all it needs. Both knees hit the ground. With the Leeds leg over the top.
And his elbow was on the deck too. And he was held. Anyway, all came to nothing. Leeds have the ball from the scrum. And Gibson has now returned. Featherstone back to full strength. Iro gets the ball away to Innes. Lovely ball out wide to Cook, the teenager. Tries to step inside Gibson. Paul Cook, only 17, off the bench last week. 2 tries. He's got some speed. This is Schofield. Now it's Richie Ayres. Trying to get away from Tutor. Can't get away from Rapati.
Beautiful centre play, wasn't it? Craig Innes, superb pass to the youngster Paul Cook. And as you mentioned, Eddie, this kid's got speed.
It was a good job that Gibson returned because it was Gibson who pulled him back. And all of the Featherstone players on the right of the referee caught offside. They're taking a quick tap. Play on with Hanley. Hanley took one then from Calland. He took a right hook then.
There's the sender coming in. And the lead skipper, that's what you call a little bit of treatment. Referee Robert Connolly, well, he went in pretty quick. Not so sure that that's the best way for referees to indulge themselves. There you can see it. Arm swinging. Prop forward Steve Malloy. Made his impact known.
Referee Robert Connolly laying the law down to Calland. He certainly got a right hook in on Hanley, and then I think Steve Malloy came in and put one into the breadbasket also. And the referee will want a word with Hanley also for his reaction.
Here comes the forward. Oh, just a slight little set two. Certainly got the treatment. There did the lead skipper.
Well, the penalty to Leeds, and it was from a really good kicking position, but because of this gale force wind, they run it with Hartman. The conditions today will certainly play a part in the eventual outcome. Harvey Howard driving that ball in towards the posts, and it takes 3 to bring him down. That's how close Leeds are to that Featherstone line. Lowers the dummy half. Hanley was the decoy runner. This is Schofield. Long pass out from him to Iro, who drops it. Casey picks up the pieces for Featherstone.
Just no excuse for that. It was a superb pass from Schofield. Perhaps a bit risky in this strong wind, but that just floated right into the chest of the big New Zealander Kevin Iro, and he should have taken it.
Terry Manning can't get anywhere.
Mistakes creeping in now to this lead side. They really are out of sorts. Maybe perhaps they are thinking about that semi-final. We saw on Friday St. Helens perhaps would have their minds elsewhere against Sheffield.
Southernwood drops the ball over the top, and that will run on in the wind, but it won't run dead. Fallon will have to pick it up and run it out. Rapati is leading the chasers. Fallon trying to get round Southernwood, does so, but doesn't get round the next man in, Gary Price. Well, one of the lead stars, Gary Mercer, must be hoping that he will make it for the semi-final, but he at the moment out the side, and he's with Bill.
Gary, what's the verdict so far on the Leeds bench?
I'm a bit disappointed with our forwards at the moment. They're not going forward around the play of the ball. So Featherstone's making a lot of yards when they haven't they've got the ball. And another thing, we're not controlling the ball in certain stages of the park.
Just a bit of a spark seems to be lacking at the moment in the Leeds performance.
Very much so, and I think the forwards have got to start pulling their sleeves up, because we just got to work to the sideline, get our backs going, because we've got a great back line. So we've just got to start working with the forwards.
You're playing into a fairly fierce wind. Do you think that's what Featherstone are putting you under pressure with?
Yes, and we're throwing long balls in the wind, especially with this wind in that we can't throw these long balls, so we've got to stay short, work to the sideline, nice quick passing.
Not playing the ball correctly, but he was interfered with. Rolling the ball, he didn't strike it with a foot. Referees clamping down on that over the past few weeks.
Terry Manning penalised, Leeds on the attack again with Fallon. Referee's whistle blows again, knock on Fallon, big mistake, that was the first tackle.
Well, we saw Schofield lose the ball, and now we see Fallon. That was a forced error, but either way, Leeds are becoming their own worst enemies.
Well, Leeds recorded a 31 points to 8 win at Sheffield with a very, very young side on duty. And that turned their season round. They've won 7 of 10 league games since, and of course they are semi-finalists in the Cup against St. Helens. Hanley with all the strength in the world to bring down Callan. A bit of actors perhaps going on there after the short, sharp right that Callan put in on the lead skipper. 10 metres inside their own half, Featherstone grounded. It's Ivor Rapati, it's Southernwood, and now it's Malloy. Gets the ball away neatly to Butt, he finds Gunn, who finds Price. It's good hands this from Featherstone. Holroyd trying to bring down Price and failing. And they're all trying to bring down Gary Price, who's having a very big game in the second row for Featherstone. Here's Daunt, Gunn, Tutor, trying to step away from theirs, gets the pass away to Daunt, who straightens up, who then finds Butt. Leeds having to work hard in defence, that's the 5th tackle. This is Brett Daunt again, who will hoist the bomb. Straight up in the air, underneath it Hanley, was under no pressure. Penalty because Southernwood was interfering with Hanley, although Southernwood saying that Hanley was pulling the shirt off his back.
A lot of niggling coming into this game. Few people at it, there you can see it. Swinging, pulling the shirt. A lot being said. 2 players having a few words with each other. And there's Tate. Watch the crunch time here. Swinging arm. And Tate goes down. We weren't too happy with the fact that Richard Gunn came in. That really was late. Now, did Gunn catch the fullback in the ribs?
No doubt about it, Steve-O. He did with the knee, because Tate dropped the ball immediately after this. He was in agony.
He spins out of that. That was pretty high to start with, and then here it comes. Look, that's the knee going in. And as far as I'm concerned, he'll be a lucky man to stay on this field. That was very, very deliberate and late.
I don't think the referee saw it.
Neither did Alan Tate, but he felt it. Well, where were the touch judges there? They seem to see the knock-ons and the knockdowns, but they haven't seen that one. And that really could have hurt Alan Tate. Could actually put him out of the game.
He's got a real bang in the ribs. I think he wants to stay on, but I think caution will be the operative word here with the semi-final. 2 weeks on Saturday. Holroyd just couldn't get that ball out of his own half. Daunt collects it, and he then finds Gibson, who slices through the gap again. Good job that Harvey Howard was there, and Gibson couldn't hang on. The ball sprang free.
Well, a mistake's now going the opposite. Featherstone there you can see it. Gibson wasn't interfered with. He's just trying to get up quickly. The ball just slipped out.
Phil Hassan has come on. It's his home debut. He replaces the injured Alan Tate. And it's the winger Paul Cook, we think, who will go to full back to replace Tate positionally, with Hassan playing on the wing. Iro drops another.
Well, he overran that. Wasn't the best pass from Holroyd. Going behind him. There you see, you have to drag it. Momentum of the ball going forward. That is a knock-on, despite the fact that Iro was facing his own sticks.
Alan Tate, by the way, is straight into the dressing rooms here at Headingley. The doctor has gone in to be with him and examine him. Bill Arthur's watching the situation closely. We'll have news as soon as we possibly can. Meanwhile, here's Gibson. What a half this fella's had. 10 minutes in the bin, a try, and he's had a couple of great runs. Handling errors 5-2 in Leeds' favour. Scoreline 10-4 in Featherstone's favour.
But look at the amount of yardage that these forwards are making from Featherstone. Another good run from Richard Gunn there. This Leeds defence, they're just hanging off. You can't afford to do it.
Tutor, they have some men out wide. One of them was Rapati. Rapati to the corner, and he's in, and he's improving the angle also. Eva Rapati, the New Zealand Test star, now earning his corn with Featherstone. That's his 13th of a highly productive season.
Super skills from Rapati, but look at the Leeds defence. They are very lacklustre. They don't want to go forward. Take this back ball back inside, and I'm afraid the defence is all at 6s and 7s. But that was skillful play by Ivor Rapati, the New Zealander. Quick play of the ball, long ball out wide. Dorm, nice long ball. Pearson used the dummy runner. Tuta, and you can see the defence is hanging back. It flips the ball back inside, and I'm afraid there'll be plenty said to this Leeds defence at half-time from their coach, Doug Lawton. They need it.
Eva Rapati, it's his 10th try of the season for Featherstone, 3 of them coming on the Kiwi Tour. Martin Pearson just jogging back, taking a well-deserved drink, because a second ago, Pearson with the conversion attempt. And the flags tell you that that's another 2 points for Featherstone. So it's 16-4, the lead now 12 points, and this win is certainly playing a part, Steve-O, in the story of this first half.
Well, it is. There's no doubt about it. The Featherstone side could have used the big kick, but quite frankly, in this first half, they've only used it on 2 occasions, the big kick downfield. They really haven't had to elect to put the ball to boot, mainly because of the fact they've been making so much yardage by just running. The forwards are running rampant through this Leeds defence. Quick play of the ball, good combination between Pearson and Daunt, getting it out wide, and they've been rewarded.
Meanwhile, Leeds have made a change while Martin Pearson was kicking that goal. They've brought Harvey Howard off and sent on wingman Simon Irving.
So Simon Irving, number 15, there on, and it's his first match since playing against Warrington on Sky in January. It's the last tackle here for Featherstone. 5 minutes to go to half-time. They're leading 16-4. There's the high kick. It's a test of this for Cook. It bounces kindly for Featherstone. Cook is trapped. It'll be a drop out under the posts.
Super tackle by Rapati, but well taken by Cook.
Drop out then under the sticks. Holroyd, it only reaches midway inside that Leeds half. It's being run back here by Richard Gunn. Gets the ball away to Malloy. Malloy runs strongly at Hanley. Malloy is running very, very powerfully today, and he has got the penalty because Hanley was trying to steal the ball.
Well, he's running a big risk, Ellery Hanley. That's the second occasion that he's been involved with stealing the football. That is also deemed as a professional foul, just like holding down. And he's running the risk of perhaps looking at the yellow card if he does it again.
Well, Featherstone won't argue either with that view or that decision, because it's given Martin Pearson the chance for his third successful kick and will put Featherstone even further ahead. It's another two for Featherstone, courtesy of the boot of Martin Pearson. Pearson, 22-year-old, a goal, rather a try and 5 goals in the victory in October against Leeds. And he is finding the mark here with the goal kicking this afternoon after a dodgy start. Doug Lawton, Leeds coach, watching on. I wonder whether he is thinking about leading his team out at Wembley on the 30th of April, Steve-O. St Helens will have a word or two to say about it, of course.
Well, there's little doubt that perhaps a few of the Leeds players are thinking in the same vein. Wembley wobbles, that's what they seem to call it. But I'm sure that Doug Lawton, who looked quite placid there, won't be at the half-time break.
Leeds restart then. And this is Tutor underneath the kick-off and underneath the challenges too, but couldn't get away from Iro. Rapati to Daunt. Gary Price. Good tackle that by Irving. And just looking at James Lowes, he has moved away from that, clutching his wrist from that tackle also. Daunt playing ring-a-ring-a roses there before getting the ball away. Rapati hanging on. Tutor again through the challenge.
Well, the amount of missed tackles that Leeds have done in this first half is astronomical, surely.
Lovely ball from Daunt to Casey, who gets the ball away back to Daunt again, who finds Pearson. Hanley and Schofield were there, so too was Gary Rose. Rose, of course, playing against his former club here today. Daunt with a little chip over the top. How does it bounce? Pretty kindly for Leeds.
Obstruction, it has to be a penalty. There was just no chance that Cook could get to that ball. You can see Rapati pulling him back whilst the ball was just positioned on the floor. Lost valuable ground there, Featherstone. But hasn't the kicking game been so good from Featherstone? The little chip over, the grubber kicks, they work very well. Both Pearson and Daunt working that part of the moves very good.
I just wonder, Steve, whether a 14-point advantage at half-time will be enough for Featherstone, bearing in mind that they will be playing into the teeth of this gale in the second half, and Leeds have had so much trouble, haven't they, to combat that?
Well, we said that it was probably worth about 10 points. Strong win, but the way that Leeds are tackling, I'm afraid that Featherstone should feel extra confident.
This is Paul Cook. Lovely step. Only 17, one of the latest, really, of a crop of highly promising youngsters under Doug Lawton's control now at Headingley. Here's Hanley. He is so elusive still, isn't he? 32 years old, 37 caps for his country, Ellery Hanley. Back to Holroyd. That slices off the boot Innes was there, but he couldn't hang on to it. And the ball has dropped very, very kindly for Callan, who's trying to get away from Hassan, and Hassan stuck to the task well. Ikram Butt is the dummy half. Featherstone trying to get some more points on the board at half-time. We're into stoppage time at the end of this first half. Southernwood, Daunt, finds Malloy, who almost breaks the tackle. Southernwood again, here's Daunt. There's the little dink over the top once more for Pearson. He just couldn't hang on, just couldn't pick it up. And Holroyd clears up the danger for Leeds.
Once again, we see the kick coming into play. They really have just scattered this Leeds defence. They are in total control, and Pearson just got the fingertips to it. Oh, so close.
And it was Paul Cook who did the clearing up, not Graham Holroyd. Innes gets the ball away to Hassan. Hassan with space ahead of him, but also Gibson, and that's a great tackle from Carl Gibson. Spun the man into touch.
Superb football, both in attack and defence. Beautiful long ball from Schofield. Sent Craig Innes away to send this youngster away. Hassan, a lot of speed, but equal to the task was Carl Gibson. He's had a great first 40 minutes.
But it's half an hour, really. He's had 10 minutes in the bin, I think. Daunt gets the possession from the scrum, finds Gibson. Pearson on halfway. Daunt now. Rapati. Certainly Rapati has been a live wire too in this first half. Gets the ball neatly away to Manning. Manning has got Hanley ahead of him. He's running round and round in circles, isn't he? Terry Manning. Lost his compass then.
Yes, the radar wasn't working on that occasion.
Daunt. And he used Leo Casey as a foil. It was obstruction. And the referee right on the spot.
You'll see Daunt throw the dummy, use a big forward there. And it certainly impeded the chance for Gary Rose to get anywhere near the tackle. Good referee.
Deep in stoppage time, first half. Another long ball from Schofield to Innes. Here's Hassan. Wrapped up by Pearson. Finished off by Gary Price. Schofield at acting halfback. Innes took that ball away from Gary Rose. Didn't make any progress though. Casey brought him down. Price was there too. And a big half, Gary Price. Featherstone have had a big half. Hassan's dropped it.
Well, it's been a comedy of errors at times for this Leeds side in the first half. Just a lack of concentration, that's all it takes.
Scrum wheels untidily, even though Featherstone got the possession. The referee wants it fed again, and it hardly was. Pearson saw that Rapati was there and saw that Manning had a bit of space, but only found Fallon, and Fallon can motor, and he has some strength too, but he's got Carl Gibson ahead of him. And as Steve-O says, Gibson's had quite an eventful first half. Hanley managed to pick up the pieces there as that ball went backwards. They switched the direction of the attack. Leeds with Ayres. Rose drops it. Just manages to get to it on halfway as the half-time siren sounds. Half-time here at Headingley then. Boos from the Leeds supporters in the main stand immediately beneath us. But it's Featherstone who go off at half-time, leading by 18 points to 4. Second half then gets underway here at Headingley with Featherstone ahead by 14 points. They're playing though now into the teeth of the gale, and I wonder whether the 14 points will be enough. We shall see. Leeds no doubt will want to up the tempo just a little bit, particularly bearing in mind this is their last chance to get things right before that semi-final. One or two of them, Steve-O, looked as though they had when